The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. Section 3. Spiritual Realization. This section focuses on spiritual realization, where the author addresses how we can reach a higher state of consciousness and attain a deeper understanding of our true nature. Tolle emphasizes that spiritual realization is not about acquiring more knowledge or information, but about having a direct experience of our authentic self. Present consciousness is the key to spiritual realization, as it allows us to move beyond the mind and access a deeper, more transcendent dimension of our being. The author also highlights the importance of cultivating an attitude of acceptance towards all the experiences we encounter in life, including those perceived as negative. By doing so, we can free ourselves from identification with the mind and ego, and attain a higher state of consciousness. In this sense, Tolle speaks of the importance of developing a broader perspective on life, and of viewing every situation and experience as an opportunity to learn and grow on our journey towards spiritual realization. Furthermore, spiritual realization also involves a deeper understanding and appreciation of the interconnectedness and unity of all existence. Tolle emphasizes that everything is connected in an endless web of relationships, and that an understanding of this unity is essential for attaining a higher level of consciousness and spiritual realization. In conclusion, this section of the book is a deep and detailed exploration of spiritual realization, where the author highlights the importance of present consciousness, liberation from the mind and ego, acceptance of all experiences, and an understanding of the unity of all existence, as key factors in attaining a higher level of consciousness and spiritual realization. Next, we will see the subsections of this third section. Section 3. Subsection A. Awakening to Awareness. The A subsection of the third section of the book focuses on awakening to awareness. Tolle argues that most people live in a limited state of awareness, identifying with their thoughts, emotions, and actions, which prevents them from fully and consciously experiencing reality. The author explains that awakening to awareness involves letting go of identification with the mind and ego, and starting to live in the present moment. Awareness is a higher state of consciousness, which allows a person to be fully present and aware in each moment, without being drawn to negative thoughts or emotions. Tolle argues that awakening to awareness is not something that can be achieved through meditation or spiritual practice, but rather is a natural process that occurs when a person frees themselves from identification with their mind and ego. The author maintains that this liberation can be achieved through the practice of being present and aware in each moment, without judging or resisting life's experiences. In addition, Tolle highlights the importance of accepting and experiencing present moments, without trying to control or change them. Acceptance allows negative energy to dissipate and awareness to expand. The author also mentions that awakening to awareness can be a challenging process, as many people resist change and cling to identification with their mind and ego. In conclusion, this subsection highlights the importance of awakening to awareness, letting go of identification with the mind and ego, and experiencing the present moment with acceptance and without resistance. This process allows awareness to expand and positively transforms one's life. Section 3. Subsection B. The realization of one's true nature. In subsection B of the third section of the book, the topic of realizing one's true nature is addressed. Tolle argues that most people live in a state of identification with their ego, which prevents them from seeing their true spiritual nature. Self-realization is achieved through awakening to consciousness, and that consciousness allows us to see beyond identification with the ego and the mind. Tolle states that one's true nature is eternal, immutable, and not subject to time or space. It is a pure and formless awareness that lies behind the egoistic identity and perception of the world. The pursuit of one's true nature is ultimately the pursuit of peace and happiness. However, most people are not aware of their true nature and are identified with their ego and thoughts. We live in a constant state of thinking and worry, which prevents us from seeing beyond our own self. Tolle holds that the identification with the ego is a form of suffering, as it makes us feel insufficient and separates us from the true reality. The realization of one's true nature is a gradual process that requires constant awareness and the practice of being present in the present moment. Tolle encourages readers to free themselves from their thoughts and to stop identifying with them, in order to have a deeper experience of their true nature. In summary, this subsection highlights the importance of realizing one's true nature through awakening to consciousness. One's true nature is eternal, immutable, and formless, and lies behind the egoistic identity and perception of the world. The pursuit of one's true nature is a gradual process that requires constant awareness and and the practice of being present in the present moment. Section 3. Subsection C. The importance of mindfulness. In subsection C of the third section of the book, it addresses the importance of mindfulness in human life. In this subchapter, Tolle argues that most people live in a state of constant distraction, consumed by their thoughts and worries. Instead, mindfulness, which is the state of being present and conscious in the present moment, is essential for achieving a more meaningful and satisfying life. The author highlights that mindfulness is a way of being connected to reality and to one's own ultimate nature, allowing individuals to have greater mental clarity and a broader perspective on life. Additionally, Tolle argues that mindfulness can help free oneself from the limitations and emotional suffering that arise from identification with the mind and ego. Another important aspect highlighted in this subsection is that mindfulness is a skill that can be cultivated through conscious practice. The author recommends meditation and observation of physical and emotional sensations to develop this skill. By doing so, individuals can have a greater awareness of their thoughts and emotions, allowing them to have a greater capacity to control them and, therefore, experience greater emotional well-being. In summary, this subsection emphasizes the importance of mindfulness in human life and highlights how this skill can be cultivated through conscious practice to achieve greater mental clarity, emotional liberation, and spiritual realization. And that concludes the third section. Subscribe for the fourth part. The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. Section 4. Life in the Present. This section focuses on teaching the importance of accepting and being present in the current moment. This section is crucial on the path towards spiritual realization and personal transformation. Tolle argues that living in the present is a way to free oneself from worries and fears of the future and sorrows and regrets of the past. By being present, one can be more in tune with their own true nature and experience greater peace and happiness. Tolle explains that the human mind is constantly distracted by thoughts and memories about the past and worries about the future, causing people to live in a state of anxiety and stress. However, when one focuses on the present moment, they can experience a sense of peace and tranquility, and find a deep connection with the moment and with oneself. The author also highlights the importance of mindfulness, which is a way of being fully present in the current moment. Mindfulness is a skill that can be developed and improved with practice, and can be essential for experiencing greater awareness and spiritual realization. Mindfulness can also help free oneself from negative thoughts and negative emotions, leading to greater happiness and well-being. Tolle also talks about the importance of accepting and embracing the present moment, without judgment or resistance. By accepting the present moment, one can experience a greater sense of freedom and a lighter emotional burden. This is because resistance and judgment generate tension and negativity, while acceptance and compassion can lead to greater peace and happiness. In summary, this section is crucial for those seeking personal transformation and spiritual realization. Tolle highlights the importance of accepting and being present in the current moment, developing the ability of mindfulness, and freeing oneself from negative thoughts and emotions to experience greater awareness and happiness. Now we will see the subsections of this fourth section. Section 4. Subsection A. Creating a meaningful and fulfilling life. In subsection A of section 4 of the book, the emphasis is placed on the importance of creating a meaningful and fulfilling life. Tolle argues that this can be achieved by being present in each moment, and not getting lost in negative thoughts and emotions from the past or future. He suggests that life is more meaningful and fulfilling when one is in the present moment, and not worried about the future or clinging to the past. To create a meaningful and fulfilling life, Tolle suggests that we must let go of our identification with the mind and the ego and adopt a deeper and more present awareness. He says that the mind and the ego make us believe that happiness is in the future and that the present is insufficient, leading to constant dissatisfaction. Therefore, it is important to be present and live in the current moment to experience life in a deeper and more meaningful way. In addition, Tolle also highlights the importance of being at peace with oneself and having a positive relationship with oneself. He suggests that this relationship is achieved when one lets go of the identification with the mind and ego and adopts adopts a present awareness and an attitude of acceptance towards oneself and others. Another key aspect to creating a meaningful and fulfilling life is finding a higher purpose. Tolle says that this can be anything that is important to one, from helping others to finding a deeper connection to life. He argues that by finding a higher purpose, one experiences a greater sense of meaning and satisfaction in life. In conclusion, this section highlights the importance of being present, letting go of the identification with the mind and ego, having a positive relationship with oneself, and finding a higher purpose to create a meaningful and fulfilling life. All of this is achieved by adopting a present awareness and an attitude of acceptance towards oneself and others. Section 4. Subsection B. The importance of presence in interpersonal relationships. In subsection B of the 4th section of the book, it talks about the importance of presence in interpersonal relationships. Tolle argues that presence is the key to having meaningful and fulfilling relationships with others. One of the most important things that Tolle emphasizes in this section is the importance of being present in the present moment when we are interacting with others. When we are present, we can consciously listen to the other person, understand their needs and respond in a more appropriate way. Presence also allows us to have a deeper and more meaningful connection with others, which can help strengthen our relationships. Another important aspect that Tolle highlights is the importance of freeing ourselves from negative thoughts and emotions that can hinder presence. For example, when we are angry or resentful with someone, it is very difficult to be present and have a meaningful conversation with that person. It is necessary to free ourselves from these negative thoughts and emotions in order to be present in the present moment and have satisfying relationships. In addition, Tolle talks about the importance of being authentic and true in our interpersonal relationships. When we are being authentic, we are allowing our true essence to shine through us, which can help create a deeper and more meaningful connection with others. In conclusion, this section highlights the importance of presence in interpersonal relationships. Presence allows us to have meaningful conversations and connect with others on a deeper level. It is necessary to free ourselves from the negative thoughts and emotions that can hinder presence and be authentic in our relationships in order to have a meaningful and fulfilling life. And here ends the book of Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Subscribe for more summaries.